Build your brand through social strength. The PowerHouse Podcast.
You need to evolve in your business or you're screwed, period.
Find what you need to grow your business.
Don't try to do everything because you want to be the hero.
Feel your fire to be a boss.
You want somebody that is really going to give you constructive feedback or look at you and say, you know what, you're being an idiot right now. You need to figure it out.
This is the PowerHouse Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the PowerHouse Podcast. Today we got Travis and
Corey.
and of course me, Todd. Today we're going to talk about big brand, or do I go with a local business? T-Dubs?
So I'm big on local community. I think we should all be out there helping each other and supporting each other. I really do. I feel like, I think regardless, at some point, if you blow it out of the park, you're going to transition into a big brand, right? It just depends on what your vision is for that, right? You know, you don't have to be the next Pepsi. You don't have to be the next Lowe's, right? But you can still find that sweet spot of what you love to do and whether it's a product or service and still take care of where you came from. I think that's what I love a lot when you see whether it's people that made it, whether it's in the movie industry, whether it's in the professional sports industry, giving back to where they came from, because to me, that's what it's all about, and supporting those local players.
So basically what I'm hearing is you're like local businesses because they are more apt to support the local community.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Corey, what's your take on that?
I'm a mixture of the both. I like small businesses. I love seeing them thrive and you know, do well. But at the same time, like big box brands really, you know, are my go-to when I need certain things because I've dealt with them for so long. I know what to expect. I know what to get. Sometimes I'll go out on a limb and try something new, and sometimes I get disappointed. I'm like, well, that's why I normally don't do those things. But what I've seen lately, for example, Amazon, huge brand, right? Wal-Mart does it too. They use other small businesses. So when you buy stuff on Amazon,
Right.
Amazon's starting to own everything and make their own Amazon Basics and stuff like that. But a lot of the products on there are from small companies that they're just going through Amazon because, you know, you can go get anything from Amazon, groceries, whatever it is. So I love that they're kind of combining both and helping smaller businesses, whether it's an online business or a brick and mortar, it doesn't matter. You're still a small business. So I like that. I'm seeing that a lot. That way, not everything is so, monopolized. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that
it's
is
like,
the word.
It's like not one big monopoly, and it's, you know, but I personally am a bigger brands kind of person. Even though we have a small business, I just know what I get. I know what to expect. Like when you go to McDonald's, you know they're gonna. You don't really have high standards, right?
Right.
So you don't get pissed off when you don't have your straw, when they mess up on your order and stuff like
I
that.
get pissed off.
So you get pissed off, but you're used to it. You know
But
what I
yeah,
mean?
but the reality is you shouldn't because you know they're going to miss it a
Exactly,
third of
yeah,
the time.
yeah.
It's
go
like
to
going
Chick-fil-A?
to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, and they're like, you know, God, you know, they're so nice to you. They're, you know, it's a totally different experience. And if they don't do something, then you're like, hold on, I'm at Chick-fil-A.
100.
Like, what's going on? So that's why I big box. I know what I get.
Sure.
So.
Makes sense.
Well, I love mom and pop restaurants, like little local restaurants. I mean, I think it's where you get some of the best food.
That's true. Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, for me, I don't care if you're a local business or you're a big brand. The one thing I look for, is do you take care of me? That's what I care about. You can have a gazillion stores around the nation. If your customer service is on point, I'll be back. I'm not going to tell you the restaurant, but there's a restaurant we went to, higher end. Went to it in the South Park area. The experience was amazing. Like it was like the napkin falls and like a ninja appears, like ninja smell, got you a new napkin. It's like, whoa, where'd this dude come from, right? Yeah. Went to the same restaurant uptown, 180. Experience was horrible experience. Would never go back there. But I'd go back to the one in South Park.
I think that's what gets me when it comes to the big box brands is that there's no consistency in the customer service or what you experience when you go from one to another. And I think that's where their frustration comes from is, well, just because it was great in Washington D.C. doesn't mean it's going to be great in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? It's really hard to find that as companies grow. It's really hard to foster that within companies as they build.
I mean, I think it's the same thing though with small businesses. You've got this crew that works on Monday, and you go on Monday, you're like, man, that's the best place ever, right? Every Monday you go, it's great, but when you go on Wednesdays, it's a different crew running it because there's not a system in place to create. I mean, let's go back to Chick-fil-A. You never have a different experience.
Never.
It's always the same.
Yep.
Their systems are so tight, their trainings are so tight that it delivers that. And I think whether you're a big box brand or a small local business, you've got to focus on having the right systems to make sure everybody gets the same experience no matter where you're at all the time.
Customer service.
Boom. All right, guys, thanks for watching another edition of the PowerHouse podcast, where we build your brand
Through social strength.
through social strength. Peace. Hey, guys, Todd Harris from PowerHouse Marketing. Thanks for listening today. We know you know somebody that could use this information. If you know somebody, please share it with them. See you next time.